I asked ChatGPT about my purpose. I sat there, cursor blinking, waiting for an algorithm to tell me why I was actually here. We are constantly hearing about AI as a revelatory tool for finding answers, and it certainly can be, but what if you're asking the wrong questions? Today, I want to talk about our tendency to see LLMs as a hammer and every question we have as a nail, and how we can develop a better sense of the right tool for a given job. About a year and a half ago, I hit the reset button. I was a burnout principal software engineer looking at a career that felt like a sequence of JIRA tickets and quarterly reviews. I needed a pivot, and that usually manifests for me in some grand new side project. This side project would be different. I'd come up with metrics and actionable milestones. I'd finally ship something worthy of my investment. I'd have accountability along the way. So I joined a coaching program to help shape my final product. And that's where I first met the LLMs. The coaching program pushed us to find our ikigai, our reason for being. It's a truly fascinating concept, artistic yet practical, exactly aligned with how I see myself. We were encouraged to use our voice to speak to ChatGPT to help us uncover these 4 pillars that are meant to give our lives a true sense of meaning. I remember those first few days of practicing this. It felt like I'd hired a consultant who never sleeps, never judges, and has read every book imaginable on human psychology. I fell into the deepest of rabbit holes. Hours, late at night when the house was quiet, talking to the screen about my direction, my career, my insecurities. It felt like I was finally hacking the system of self-discovery. I thought I had found the ultimate cheat code for deriving purpose, and a framework suddenly emerged that set everything else in motion. Dream first. Let the ideas surface, all of them, without a filter. Then dance. Which ones actually have rhythm? Which ones feel true when you hold them up to the light? Then design. Okay, now make a plan. And then develop. Ship it. I called it the 4 Ds, and I'll say it felt like mine. It felt like something that came from inside of me rather than someone else's model, and that mattered a lot at the time. Because what came next was me using the framework with AI to move faster than I'd ever moved in my life, which sounds like a win. It wasn't. So I launched into this new side project. I used AI as my co-pilot to do the work of 3 people at least. I was generating strategy, managing output, building this whole new persona. I was shipping things at an unprecedented rate. The metrics were growing, the systems were working. On paper, I was absolutely crushing it. And then the engine exploded. I completely burned out. The kind of burnout that doesn't just make you tired, it makes you feel like you've lost your identity. I had built a perfect machine that was exactly to the specifications of an explicitly defined goal that I realized I didn't actually want. And this is where I need you to look at your own life. Maybe you aren't building a massive side project like I was. Maybe you're using ChatGPT to optimize your resume, write out your business plan, or simply map out your week. You're probably using it to move faster at the minimum. But I need you to ask what I finally had to ask myself. Are you moving faster towards a life you actually want, or are you just efficiently building a cage for yourself? After that crash, I had to walk away from the output machine, I started over, completely stripped down. No more complex systems, just me talking about the things that actually kept me up at night. Being a dad, spirituality, the messiness of modern life. This YouTube channel you're watching right now, actually. I've realized that if I have a lane at all, it's this messy, uncomfortable, beautiful space where modern life and technology meets the ancient questions humans have been asking since we were sitting around campfires, Here's the revelation, and I want you to really sit with this. ChatGPT is an extraordinary mirror, but it is not a compass. It's incredible at showing you what you want to see. It validates all your biases. It accelerates your plans. It will help you build a 12-week roadmap for a career, a business, or a lifestyle that doesn't actually resonate with your soul. And it will do it with enthusiasm. It is a force multiplier. If you have a clear, aligned vision, AI will help you move mountains. But if you're lost, if you're looking for purpose in all the wrong places, AI will help you go deeper into the wrong direction. Because it's so efficient, it helps you run off the cliff faster than you ever could have imagined on your own. You want to know something I don't talk about enough? The backaches. It's the universal tax of sitting at a desk, staring at screens, letting algorithms dictate our pace. I've had them throughout most of my career as a software engineer doing the work that looks excellent from the outside, but when I was running that massive project, AI co-piloting every single step along the way, the backaches got consistently worse throughout the process. And I ignored it because the metrics were going up, because the system was producing results. But another important distinction about AI, it has no body. It can read your prompt. It can't feel the tension in your shoulders when you're writing about something that doesn't actually matter to you. It has no access to that channel. My body knew before I did. It always does, right? I just wasn't listening. And that's the part no framework can touch, really. A perfectly optimized AI schedule can't get you there. Even sitting here talking to you about this, I'm still figuring it out myself. I am in a different place now, though. I'm moving into engineering management in my day job, and it does feel different. I have much less direct control over the outputs I'm responsible for. But I get to help others who've been in the spaces that I've been. I get to focus on people and the stories we tell ourselves. And the technology itself isn't what I thought it was back then. I used to think that it was the key, the exit strategy, the path of escape from all the grind. But I realized that the thing I was trying to escape wasn't the job at all, or even the industry. The prison cell I was in is one of my own construction. My own narratives, my own bad habits, my own lack of attentiveness to my inner knowing. The technology was never the problem. The productivity wasn't the problem. The problem was that I was trying to use the digital world to solve a problem that only exists in the mind. So I want to leave you with this. We're all using these tools. We're all asking them to help define our paths, to optimize our outcomes, maybe even to clarify to us who we are. But it's vital to recognize the machine only reflects what you feed it. So I'll ask you what I keep asking myself. Is this true direction? Or is this just the dopamine of speed? Because they can feel the same at a glance. If you aren't careful, though, you'll find yourself asleep at the wheel, and a crash is inevitable. Close the laptop, step away from the screen, sit in silence, ask the question. Wait for an answer. So, what has AI told you about yourself lately? And more importantly, do you believe it? And speaking of prisons,